Hello everyone, my name is Kuldeep Vishwakarma and I am excited to talk to you about program control input and output in operating system. So this is a basic concept that helps the computer to manage input and output operation. So first, introduction to program control input and output. Program control input and output is a fundamental concept in computer system. It defines how the CPU interact with external devices like keyboard, mic, etc. So program controlled input and output is a way for the computer's CPU to manage input and output tasks directly. This means the CPU uses specific instruction to the control how data move between the computer and the devices like this keyboard, mic, mouse or storage devices, etc. So in simple way we can say that the CPU manage all the data which is going out or which is coming in. So, what is I/O? I/O stands for input and output. It refers to the process of taking data into the computer and sending data out from the computer. For example, input typing on a keyboard, clicking a mouse, reading data from a file. So, the first one is typing on a keyboard. So, when you type on a keyboard, the letter you type are input data, and clicking a mouse when you select something on the screen is also input. Reading data from a file. So when you read data from a file stored on your hard drive is also the input. So the next one is output. Displaying text on a screen, printing a document, writing data to a file. So the first one is displaying text on a screen. So for example, when the computer display text on your screen, is it is output data, and printing a document from computer to a printer is another form of output, and writing data to a file is like saving a document is also another process of output. So the next one is what is program control input and output. So program control input and output is the way that the computer system manage this input and output operation using a software. Let's break it down for you step by step. The first one is the program request data. A program running on your computer need to read or write the data. For example, imagine you are using a text editor and you want to save your document. Then the text editor program asks the computer to save this data to a file. So the next one is computer handles the request. The CPU, which is central processing unit, process this request, and the program gives special instruction to the CPU telling it exactly what it need, like reading data from a keyboard or writing data to a disk. So the next one is the program waits. While the CPU handles the request and the program might need to wait for the IO operation to complete. For example, it waits until the data is read from the keyboard or written to the disk. The next one is data is transferred. So the actual data transfer happen between the IO device like a keyboard, mouse, disk drive and the memory, and the CPU coordinates this transfer based on the program instruction. And the next one is operation completes. So once the data transfer is complete, the program continue with its next task. For example, after saving the file, the text editor goes back to letting you edit the document. Why program control input and output is important? So there are three main reasons. First one is control, efficiency and flexibility. So the first one is control. The program has directly control over when and how the input and output operation happen. This means that the program can decide exactly when to read data from a keyboard or write data to a disk. And the next one is efficiency. So it allows the program to manage input and output operation efficiently, and this is especially for the task that need to handle a lot of data. For instance, when a program is saving a large file, it can control the process to make sure it's done as quickly and smoothly as possible. So it decides its efficiency. So the next one is flexibility. So program can handle different type of input and output devices in a flexible way, whether it is a keyboard, a mouse, a printer, or a storage device. The same basic approach can be used to manage data transfer. This make it very easier for a program to work with a wide variety of devices. So here is the example. Imagine you are writing a program that saves a list of name to a file. It is a program, it's a Python program. First, you will request your program ask the CPU to open a file and write each name. So it does with this line with open names.txt w as a write as file. So this line tells the CPU to open a new file called names.txt where the name will be saved. So next one is how the CPU handles it. So the CPU follows the instruction to open the file names.txt and it start writing the name Alice, Bob and Charlie. This line are inside the loop. Here you see the loop. For names in dot names. It's a loop and file dot writes name plus slash n. It tells the CPU to write each name followed by a new line. So the next one is waiting. Your program might wait briefly while the data is being written to the file. And this means the process pause for a moment to let the CPU finish the writing process. The next one is completion. Once the writing is done, your program finishes and the names are saved in the names.txt file. And this program can then move to on the other task. In summary, program control input output allow program to manage input and output operations directly, gives them control over how the data is read from or write to various devices.